Hey, what is up everyone? Crew Danny here. So today I'm going to show you guys how to hold the Thai pads, all right? So a lot of people are just starting out in Muay Thai and you want to know how to hold the Thai pads for your training partner correctly. So I'm going to do a little video today just to show you how to hold these things right here. All right, so the difference between a Thai pad and a focus mitt is basically focus mitts are going to be geared more on punching as well as elbows. Whereas the Thai pad is a more thicker version of a pad. So as a Thai pad holder, as the pad holder, the trainer, you're going to be more comfortable absorbing power kicks with this, as well as clinching and knees. All right. Although I like to hold focus mitts a lot of times for all of the weapons in Muay Thai. Once you get used to it, it doesn't really matter, right? But if you're starting out, Thai pads are a great option. Sometimes what we'll also do is even wear a belly pad so that way there we can start absorbing kicks. I'm going to cover that in a moment. But now I want to show you guys, when you have Thai pads, it's very important to know how to actually hold them. But in order to do so, you also want to know how to tie them up, all right? So in the old days, the Thai pads, when I first started, had buckles, right? It was like a buckle fastener. Nowadays, the more modern versions have faster hook and loop, and it's just a Velcro attachment right here. Now, when you attach your Thai pads, a lot of people like to have them very tight on the arms. I like a bit medium loose fit, you know, so a lot of times when you tie your pads, I like to keep a gap here so I won't tie them as tight. That way there it's more comfortable to hold, and I can swivel them a little bit better to catch push kick and knees, for example. Now, once you have this, it's important to understand to not hold them as like this, all right? So I see a lot of people sometimes they'll hold the Thai pads just as such, all right? What you want to do is just use this handle and grip on it, okay? Don't use your thumb like this, all right? You're going to hurt your thumb. Don't use your fingers inside as such. You always want to grip the handle with 5 fingers like this, all right? So you're going to be catching the punches, the elbows, and always grabbing this handle and using your arm to absorb the pad, right? To absorb everything, like the kicks, for example. Now, if we talk about kicks, a lot of times you can train the low kicks with a Thai pad much better than a focus pad. So look, I can just catch low kicks here. So let's say you were to throw in the angle of the camera, throw a right low kick. This would be where I would hold my pad. I can also do a left inside kick by placing the pad on the inside of my thigh as such. And now when we talk about higher kicks, like the middle kicks, all right, a lot of times what we'll do is just catch the middle kicks here. Now notice when I catch middle kicks, if you were to throw a right kick to me, I don't want to be catching the pads like this. A lot of times beginners will hold pads together and upright like this, all right? This is not the proper angle of where your kick's gonna land, all right? As the opponent who's standing in front of you, the angle of the kick is gonna be more on a 45. So I wanna hold the pads as such, that way there I'm gonna catch your kick properly, exactly where the target should be. And notice how I'm flaring my arms out. I don't wanna be stiff like this, all right? Always catch the pad and make a push. Same thing on the left kick, right? Left kick is gonna be on this side, same thing. Now if I wanna go higher kicks, just like the middle kicks, I don't wanna be placing my pads together as such. I want to catch the kicks just like here, right in front of my face, and push them here. And on this side, same thing for the left kick. Just catch them here, boom, on that angle. Now we can also work, let's say, knees, for example. All right, so if the knees are coming in here like a straight knee, sometimes I'll just use one pad. More experienced Thai pad holders are going to be using one pad. A lot of times you're not used to the impact, so what you can do is just double up. So you can place one pad on top of the other. And of course, the knee is going to come on the bottom side of this pad, but the other one is just there as a support, all right? Now you can also X them much quicker way here, or on the opposite side, same thing here. Double up on your pads or X them as such, boom, all right? So of course, the knee is going to be landing on the bottom side of the pad, and sometimes just one pad like this, okay? Now, once you get experience, you're going to know that this is everything on the right hand. Same thing on the elbows, but now same thing on the knees. So if I hold a pad here, you should know as a trainee that this is your right knee. And now same thing here. This would be your left punches here. Same thing with the uppercuts, left elbows. But now for the knees, it'll be a code or a signal for your left knee. Okay, and once again, you can double up here or just hold it here. If I want your right knee, I'll hold it here and then double up here if I need to, right? A lot of times just to get some better impact so that way there, my athlete can actually generate more hip power. I'll just double up to give him more of a heavy bag impact. Now we also have the push kicks. So for example, push kicks would be coming here to the stomach. So now you want to place the pad exactly where that target would be. I like to place the pad as such and have my students always aim right here on the edge of my pad. All right, a lot of trainers will curve their pad like this and have the student push kick right here in the middle of this Thai pad, and that's a great option as well. I just find that sometimes it's a waste of time. You work your combinations and then have to turn your pad here like this, and then your arm is in an awkward position to catch strong push kicks. So I just like to have the pad right here and aim it. Now, if you're having a hard time controlling the pad and it's swiveling so that way there the push kick might turn your pad, what you can also do is just place your pad here on the bottom. Of course, they're gonna aim here, but now you cover on the top like this. So it makes it a bigger target. That way there, when you train with beginners, sometimes their push kick, the ball of the foot is not gonna be super accurate on the target. So sometimes they might aim a little bit higher. So if you hold a push kick here like this, they might aim and just push kick you right into the chest. So now you just add some layer right here like this. That way there you get used to it. With experience, as a trainer, as a crew, I've come to know like more experienced athletes will have more accuracy, of course, in their shots. But now a lot of the beginners sometimes will aim carelessly. And then sometimes if you don't hold correctly, or at least prevent that precaution, you might get hit into the body or sometimes to the head. All right, so let's recap quickly. We have our low kicks, go outside or inside. Now we have our middle kicks to the right as well as to the left. Of course, if someone's more flexible, can work those high kicks as well. And then we have our knees. So for example, right here, you can double up or just X them. I like this one as well. And then on this side, same thing, single knee here. I just like to lean the pad and I kind of like lean my body into the impact of that knee and then absorb it, boom, right? And then sometimes you just double up right here, boom, just catch that knee. And then we have the push kicks. So right here, push kick on this side, push kick on this side, or you can also just double up and place another layer right here, give a larger target. That way there they have something to aim that push kick right here, cover one pad over the other. Now, of course, once you start training the Thai pads, you have to be able to understand the combinations correctly. So eventually, not only knowing how to hold the pads, but also understanding what combinations you should flow into. So right now, this is just single targets. For example, only kicks, only knees, only push kicks. Eventually, you'll have punches like your jab, your cross, your hooks, your uppercuts, as well as your elbows. Elbows are pretty much the same thing as punches. But it's very important to know how to hold the pads, because if you don't hold correctly, you might stand a chance to injure yourself or also injure your athlete you're training, because sometimes people don't know how to hold correctly and the punch will just sway the pads sideways. The trainer will hurt their shoulder as well. If you don't know how to properly push the impact, your athlete might hurt their shoulder, their elbows, right? Because they don't have that, power to push in their punches and they're gonna hyperextend their joints. And also, if you don't know how to stand correctly and absorb correctly, position yourself with correct posture using your back muscles, then you might incur some injuries on your neck, on your back, as well as the trainer. So it's very important to understand how to hold pads correctly. This video is just a quick tutorial to touch on it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this content. Leave us a thumbs up and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.